All right, so Beetle is Real 2.0 is what's a good way to get in contact with professional artists? For me, I would just say the event like Playgrounds I was just at in Berlin was great. I got to hang out with like some artists like Aaron Blaze, who directed Brother Bear, and Wouter Toop, and young artists who were just coming up. And for me, that was lovely because after 2 years of everything being like an organized chat, you could bump into somebody and get chatting to them at an event like that. So I recommend, if you can at all, go to those sort of festivals where the artists are, mingling.
Yeah, 100%. I've also had good luck writing to people. I think if you're going to write to an artist and you've got questions, take some time. Like, don't just drop a DM that's like, "Yo, how
Mm.
do you do this?" Take some time and think about it, and communicate respectfully, and understand that you're asking a stranger for something. Because myself and any other artist that I know is happy to talk about art and answer questions, but is probably not super inclined to if the person isn't taking any care in how they reach out.
I don't like
But
answering the same question as answered many times in easily available interviews before, frankly. I get
there's
that,
that.
yeah, I get that not everybody has read everything I've said, but generally, if someone's doing a really deep dive in, they want to write a piece for their college paper or whatever, I tend to point them towards the many interviews I've done in the past. And then if there's more you want to ask me that. And I find myself paralyzed sometimes when I meet my heroes, like I met Miyazaki one time, and I've
Oh, wow.
read so much about him. I've read his autobiography. I've read, I know so much about him that it wasn't like there was a huge amount I wanted to ask him, because I kind of feel like he shared everything that I could possibly want to know about his process. He's been so effusive and so generous. But I just sort of wanted to tell him thank you and thanks, and it was still a pleasure to meet him, and I
Of
was happy to
course.
meet him. So yeah, think about the questions you're asking, and if it is something that you feel you can only ask the person, um, ask for their time to do it, and be cheeky. I was so lucky as a young person. To seek out my heroes one way or the other, and get chatting to them and talking to them. And the internet's amazing. You can get in touch with people, and people are generally,
Mhm.
if you come at somebody with genuine interest and authentic questions, um, people are happy to connect. I find in general.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've had three experiences of reaching out to heroes of mine in my life, and they all worked to varying degrees. So when I was a kid, I wrote to my favorite superstar ice hockey player, and I sent him a card, one of my hockey cards, and he sent it back with a signature and a little letter. Blew my mind. I was like 8 years old. Loved it. I wrote to the singer in my favorite punk rock band. I had a little magazine, like a little self-published zine,
Yeah.
and he gave us an interview, in the early days of email. And then much later, I wrote to Yuko Shimizu when I was trying to figure out how to do editorial illustration. And in every case, I just tried to just be respectful and like write like it's an important thing, and not just kind of like write like the person owes you something. And in every one of those cases, the people were perfectly happy to respond and were very helpful. And yeah, I definitely encourage people to reach out, but take it seriously and don't be a jerk.
Yeah, no, I have to say, and I do try to take time with fans and young people, because it meant so much to me that people took time with me. So it is a nice thing to do.